managers, they know the field, they know their business, and there you are, brand new. And I've been in that situation, and I tell you, it's not easy. Let's hear from other folks about how you handle that and how you deal with that. That's a great conversation starter for this afternoon.
We run a number of childcare programs in our organization, and there's a great childcare training program for childcare directors. It's a CAD program, and it's called Why Would Anyone Want to Be Led by You? And it actually asks the hard question, why would anybody follow you? Well, why would they? You know, and
What's the answer?
you can't answer that simply. But I mean, you do have authority, but you have to earn respect. And if you, to me, leadership is about, you know, if people, like if you're saying, come with me, that's to me is the essence of leadership. Come with me. You have to earn that. You have to. There's got to be reasons why anybody would go with you to that vision or wherever you want to go. And that's relationship based. It's confidence based. It's
Nancy, you've been there.
Oh yeah, I sure have. Yeah.
I see your head going up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I certainly can relate to what you're saying, Louise. I was colleagues with the people I then began to supervise and manage. And same thing, people with a lot more history at the agency than, you know, I was the newer kid on the block. And it was a period of transition for sure. And I love what you just shared, Tony, because I agree you have to, you know, the respect that you have to gain really is a two-way street, you know? And I found I couldn't go in saying, you know, I'm now your boss and you're going to listen to me or else, sort of, you know. But yeah, it was a process. It was leading by example. It was saying what I mean and mean what I say. It was me being, I led the way in terms of how I thought that the service that I was managing needed to go in that direction and treat clients differently, and I think better, in a more respectful environment. And I kind of did that in every which way that I could, you know, with small things that led to bigger changes. For example, the first week I went around and I took down all the signs that staff started putting around the shelter, you know, like, do not do, you know, please don't, that kind of thing. And I took
Leave
them
your
to,
dishes here.
yeah, you know, signs in a residential setting just about sends me over the edge. So I did the small little things, but I think it was the little things that grew into the larger picture of becoming, I think, a pretty decent leader. And I think staff now see me as a leader. They don't refer to me as a boss, and they see me as a leader. So.
What you're saying, Nancy, is really key, because it was a process that you went
Oh,
through.
for sure.
It didn't happen all at once.
No.
And there were many little things you had to do to gain their confidence. If you were to pick out one or two, and I'm not just going to ask you that, but what about other people? What would have been the most significant?
I think sharing with them what my vision was of the agency that I wanted to help create, you know, and certainly in, you know, with Linda's guidance, Linda had an overall arching picture of the agency, but I was very specific in the direction of the program that I managed, exactly what I wanted that to look like. And I engaged staff in that process, you know, and I never moved away from that vision. And I just kept going forward, and people who weren't prepared to kind of jump on this train, eventually they fell off, because I kept going in with a very clear vision of what that was. But you have to communicate that with staff on every level. So I think that was the biggest.
Great.
Absolutely. It was the absolute worst time ever in my career, without a doubt. And you know, the fact that I'm still here 4 years later is just by, you know, receiving support, kind of hanging through, and it was really tough. And again, that was people that I was peers with, many who had been at the agency longer, and now in the new amalgamation, I'm now, you know, for managers who are going to be working with me, many of them have been at the existing, at Hastings longer than me, but I'm in such a different space now because I learned so much from there. And when there isn't a policy or a procedure or something in black and white, it's being authentic. And that's where I say now, I'm pretty clear around what my values are, what my visions are. If there's nothing else in black and white, I'm at least going to stand for what I stand for. And so with that, I don't say you must do it this way, but I'm very clear when I'm having meetings or discussions or when I need to make a decision that my decisions are principle-based and they're value-based with not only mine, but those that match child welfare and where we're going as an agency. And if in doubt, I go back to the principles and I go back to the values, because at least then I can explain it to some way, but it'll be how they continue to see me. It'll be consistent, right? It'll be because the black and white policies and procedures aren't what are going to get any of us through that. I mean, they're sometimes the barriers to what we do, because more often than not, we're changing those or they're evolving. And when they're from 1995, chances are no one respects them. So no, it's a very challenging time. I agree, but I think it's also a great time of learning. In retrospect, at times at the time, I was appreciating some of the learning, but never near as much as what I appreciate now in hindsight. But again, this newer part, I don't have the same angst at all, and maybe it's because I haven't worked directly with them. But this is how when I think of you coming into a new organization, I'm new to the people in Belleville. But again, it's the confidence. I think I said that earlier, and Tony said that as well. It's about confidence, it's about being authentic, it's about, when in doubt, be who you are. And if nothing else, they can't accuse you of not being true.